Okay, picture this. You've just landed after a long, cramped flight. You're finally ready to get your vacation started. But then you pull up your phone for directions, and you get that sinking feeling.
Yeah, you're not in the city. You're not even close. You're, 30 miles away? And now you're looking at a crazy expensive Uber ride or a super long train journey just to get where you're actually going. It's a feeling we all know, right? So, what gives? Why on earth are major airports built out in the middle of nowhere?
I mean, it just feels like a massive design flaw, a huge planning mistake. But here's the thing. What if I told you that distance isn't a bug, it's a feature, and not just any feature, but an absolutely essential one. It's actually a carefully calculated masterpiece designed for safety, silence, and, well, a whole lot of space.
All right, so let's get into it. The number one most important reason airports are basically exiled from the city comes down to this: a non-negotiable need for a gigantic, invisible box of clear airspace.
So what is this invisible box? Well, even though you can't see it, it's arguably the single most important safety feature for any airport. It literally dictates exactly where an airport can, and more importantly, cannot be built.
Now, this invisible box has a real technical name, the Obstacle Limitation Surface, or OLS for short. And this isn't just some friendly suggestion, okay? It's a globally mandated safety standard. Think of it like a series of imaginary shields or surfaces all around the airport that set the absolute maximum height for any object nearby. We're talking buildings, radio towers, even tall trees.
The OLS is made up of a few different parts, right? You've got the approach surface for planes coming into land and the takeoff climb surface for planes heading out. When you put them all together, they create this massive, invisible protective bubble around the runways. This whole system guarantees that planes have a totally clear, unobstructed path during takeoff and landing. You know, the most critical parts of any flight.
And this quote perfectly illustrates what happens when you puncture that invisible box. It's talking about the absolutely terrifying approach to Hong Kong's old Kai Tak Airport. I mean, because it was smack in the middle of the city, pilots had to pull off this legendary, hair-raising 45-degree turn at super low altitude, literally flying between apartment buildings. It was famous, for sure, but also insanely dangerous. So to avoid that kind of thing, modern cities faced a choice: either stop building skyscrapers or move the airport way out. Yeah, the choice was pretty obvious.
But having a clear flight path is just the first of three giants we need to talk about. There are two other massive, non-negotiable factors that force airports to the edge of town: noise and space.
Okay, let's talk about the second giant, noise. And listen, we are not talking about your average city traffic noise here. A Boeing 747 on takeoff roars at about 140 decibels. That's not just loud, that is cause immediate physical pain loud. We're talking instant hearing damage. Now just try to imagine that sound blasting over your house every 90 seconds, all day, all night.
At the end of the day, distance is the best soundproofing money can't buy. It's the simplest and most effective way to deal with the noise. By putting the airport miles and miles away, that intense sound has time to spread out and die down over industrial parks, empty fields, or forests before it ever hits a single bedroom window. It's how you avoid the endless stream of noise complaints that drove older, closer airports crazy.
And that brings us to the third giant, space. A modern airport isn't just big, it's mind-bogglingly enormous. Just take Denver International Airport, for example. It covers a staggering 53 square miles.
So, to put that into perspective for you, Denver's airport is more than twice the size of the entire island of Manhattan. Twice! Now, just try to imagine finding that much flat, empty land anywhere inside a major city. You can't. It's impossible. You literally have to bulldoze entire zip codes just to make room for the runways.
And all that wide open space, it serves another really critical safety purpose. It's a buffer zone for wildlife. See, airports, with all their huge open fields, are basically magnets for birds. And with more than 100,000 bird strikes reported every year in the US alone, having that huge area gives airport managers the room they desperately need to manage what is a very real and very serious danger.
Okay, so we've established that airports are pushed way out for some very good reasons: safety, noise, space. But here's where it gets really fascinating. Here's the twist. Far from being this isolated island, that super remote location actually turns the airport into a powerful economic magnet that completely reshapes the city around it.
And this whole phenomenon actually has a name:
the Aerotropolis. It's this new idea of urban planning where the airport itself becomes the new city center. The whole area becomes a kind of mini-city where everything, the roads, the buildings, the entire economy, is designed for one thing, providing super-fast access to the airport.
This diagram shows you exactly how it works. See that? The airport is right there at the core, and then you have all these rings spreading out from it. Logistics parks, hotels, corporate headquarters. The airport literally becomes a magnet, pulling in any kind of business that needs to be fast and globally connected. You know, a really cool way to think about this is the physical internet analogy, right? The regular internet uses routers to move data packets around the world, while the physical internet uses hub airports as routers to move physical things, products, and people. So the airport stops being just a place you fly from, it becomes this critical node, a router connecting the global flow of goods and people at insane speeds.
But this powerful magnet effect, it creates a huge paradox. The very solution, moving the airport far away for that buffer of empty space, ends up recreating the exact problem it was trying to solve, being too close to everything. Just look at how this plays out over time. In the 90s, you build a shiny new airport out in a green field, middle of nowhere. Then in the 2000s, the Aerotropolis starts to form as businesses cluster around it. That creates jobs, so by the 2010s, suburbs and new neighborhoods pop up nearby. And then you guessed it, by the 2020s, the new residents who moved there for the jobs start filing noise complaints.
The story of Denver's old Stapleton Airport is the perfect real-world example of this whole cycle. It was cramped, way too close to the city, and was just drowning in noise complaints. So in 1995, they opened the new Denver International way out in the plains. They tore down the old airport, and you know what they built on the land? A beautiful, vibrant, super desirable neighborhood. People are now happily living where planes used to land for one simple reason. The noise and the danger moved far away.
So let's bring this all home. That feeling of frustration you get when you land, realizing you're miles from where you want to be, it's not a mistake. It's not a design flaw. It's the result of a really complex, but absolutely necessary trade-off.
So, next time you're on that long shuttle bus, just remember this. That inconvenient commute is the price we all pay for a safe city and a quiet night's sleep. That distance isn't some problem that needs to be fixed. It's a protective barrier. It's what keeps the skyscrapers out of the flight path and the jet engines out of our bedrooms.
But this whole cycle leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? We moved the airport far away to get some empty space, but its own success causes the city to creep closer and gobble up that space. So as our cities keep expanding, you really have to wonder, in 50 years, will any distance be far enough?